I'd say it's a welcome development. The Honorable Anthony Smith was operating in a very toxic and cannibalistic environment. In fact, there's literally a civil war within the UPP at this time. And what we did is that we gave him a lifeline. I've always said, and when you stand the truth, it's a hell of a thing. Even though Anthony Smith was our political opponent, I've always said on Point FM that he has some capacity, that I do have time for him. And if I had opportunity to work with him, I'll work with him. I also would have indicated that he always had ambitions to serve with the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, and if at any point he really wanted to pursue those ambitions, I would have been more than happy to accommodate him. I mean, when you look at his entire family background, Anthony Smith was actually indoctrinated in Labour.
True.
I don't know if you know that.
I know that.
Hilroy Humphreys was married to his niece, to his aunt, and that he lived with Hilroy. I don't know if you're aware too that he supported Hilroy in the past, that his father, Anthony Smith Sr., was the chairman of our St. George branch.
Yes.
Going into the 2014 elections. His grandmother, who was a well-known and celebrated teacher in St. George, a Labour Party supporter.
Well respected.
Actually, she's someone who I think that we have to do something for. She's one of our unsung heroes, and I have the view that she should be honored. So it's a matter that I'm hoping myself and my colleagues will have to deal with that. But the point I'm making here is that the man is intrinsically Labour. And when you would have been socialized as a Labourite and you're a young man who has significant capacity and a commitment to serve the people, and you find yourself operating in such a hostile, cannibalistic environment in which certain members within the UPP are literally trying to cannibalize he and others, even Richard Lewis. In fact, I'll make the point here too that I'd say Anthony Smith was really collateral damage. The person who I understand that DJs Isaac and Chaco and so on really want to damage is Richard Lewis. And because they have the view that Richard Lewis will run again if he remains in the party. So in 2 years, they could end up in another contest. And my understanding is that they said openly to them that they'd like to root them out, starting with Richard Lewis. At one point, too, I understand they're even threatening Shuggy as well. So we reached out to him, and we said to him, look, you don't have to stay in such a toxic environment. We will provide opportunity for you to shine. And I can tell you, the best presentation that he has made in his entire life came as a person who has an accommodation with the Labour Party. And I think, too, he even said to us in Cabinet that, having sat with us in Cabinet last Wednesday, it's already a learning process for him. I mean, he would have enjoyed the richness of the discussions, the clarity of our thinking. And we also are very broad-based in our thinking. We look at options and, we have certain tenets in which we govern. For example, every decision we make, we ensure that the decision is the best interest of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. In fact, he said too that he was shocked to see the level of consensus building within the cabinet, because what the UPP people have done is that they have said to the Antiguan people that I'm a dictator, that I just go to the cabinet and run roughshod over my ministers.